Hey, hey.
Yo, welcome everybody. Listen,
Here.
we are back. Season 5, episode 91. We got a lot to talk about today, people. So, first of all, I'm always going to lead in with the same energy, right? I know you could have been anywhere in the world, but the fact that you chose to be here with us, thank you.
Thank you.
Right? Thank you. Blessings, safety, greetings, prosperity. I wish all of the good stuff on everybody out there that can hear my voice. So you know what it is. I stand on that podcast. You got your boy GJH, Writers Cramp in the building, representing the HBCU culture. FAMU, what it do, what it do.
What it
Hey,
do?
I'm going to let everybody introduce themselves because my mama told me a long time ago, you're going to fuck it up if you try. So I'm going to let everybody else do their thing. Daily Insight, holla at these people, man.
Hey, what up, people? This is Mr. Daily Insight, as y'all can see down there. Mr. 305, Mr. Dade County, Mr. Do It All, as Mr. Gary always say. I got 100 jobs, so that's me all in one compasses. So I'm just here, man, to bring the energy. Hope you guys are excited about this topic, and as y'all can see, are women overrated, right? So that's our little topic. We're gonna get into it, but y'all got to lay around for the juicy relationship topic. So that's all I have.
Hey, what's up? It's your boy South Florida Sid, new to the podcast. Thank you for letting me on. We got hey, this will be my second official episode, and man, it's gonna be fun, man. Thank you for everybody who subscribed. Hey, if you like the show, we ask that tell one friend to like the show, subscribe it. This show and every other show will always be officially sponsored by Gibbs Reserve Wine. I got my Gibbs Reserve Wine on deck. Hopefully you have yours, and we're gonna be digging it up. We got 4 different flavors behind me. We got Sade behind me who gives a thumbs up for the Gibbs Reserve. She's an unofficial ambassador for this episode. But have your Gibbs, hey, sit tight with us, have fun with us, and sip on a little bit of wine.
Listen, first of all, if Sade is sponsoring episodes, I need you to tell her to give us clearance to use her damn music. Because I'm tired of hearing music and YouTube taking it off. So tell her to give us clearance. But no,
exactly.
listen. First of all, I'm 100% with South Florida Sid, right? I need everybody to look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, tell a friend to bring a friend and come watch I Stand on That podcast every Sunday.
That's all. That's all we talk about.
It's the Sunday brunch.
Let's go. Let's get it.
Listen, I got a little whiskey in my coffee. I don't know what the hell y'all doing out there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, this ain't really kombucha, but y'all, you know what I mean. We're doing other stuff in here.
Leave it to Mr. Daily Insight to bring out the Green Wise kombucha for the Sunday brunch. Where's the mimosas at, brother? Where the mimosas at?
That's what I'm saying. This ain't kombucha. This is just I pulled a little. I already drank the kombucha earlier, but I pulled a little Sunday brunch.
Yeah, man.
Get you started in here. That's it. That's all.
We're loving.
Yeah.
That John went straight over my head, but you know what I mean?
It did.
It's cool. Listen, we not advertising Greenwise. Send us some money, send us a check, then we'll do that shit again.
Exactly. We're only advertising Gibbs Reserve Wine.
Only advertising Gibbs Reserve out here right now.
That's it.
You know If you want to become an official sponsor, holla at us. I stand on that podcast at gmail.com. We take checks, we take Cash App, we take Zelle. We'll take any form of payment, Venmo. Listen, you can come over here and bring the credit card, just drop it at the door, whatever it takes, we'll take it. You know what I'm
saying? 2 times for that. I'm with it. I'm with that all day long.
Man, let's get to it.
Let's get to it because the reality is these people here for a good time, but not for a long time, right?
Yeah, exactly. Once they finish their eggs and bacon and cheese grits, they're out of here. They're out of here. They're leaving.
Listen,
you guys.
It ain't even football Sunday, but I know at 1:00 it's gonna be some people like I gotta go. So let's get to it. Let's get
Small,
to it.
I see you, homie. Thank you for joining.
Listen, I got some real questions for y'all. I want to first talk about this Andrew Gillum situation.
We gotta talk about it.
We gotta talk about Andrew Gillum. I got a lot of concerns right now, right? Yeah. I remember when this guy was the next Barack Obama, right? Like this guy had it. He had everything in the bag. And then he pops up out of nowhere and some assless chaps drugged out on the floor in Miami somewhere. Right?
Don't do FAMU like that, man.
And
he's our FAMU brother.
Listen,
but
I'm rocking it. You see, I'm representing it, and it ain't for the negative. It ain't for the negative. First of all, Lizzie, show it up. Bring it out. Bring it out. There you go. Bring it out. You know.
Listen, but we got some. He got some explaining to do, and we're gonna say a few things. We're gonna say a few things about that.
So listen, let's start with this, because before I kind of get deep into my feelings, right? Mr. Daily Insight, can you run that clip so that people know what we talking about right now?
Exactly. Cleveland podcast. I am a subscriber. They're a great podcast, and he doesn't get into the shenanigans. Maybe 3 minutes. I think we all know
the meat and the potatoes.
Yes,
the meat and potatoes.
We all know, get the gist of her hotel after he had that drink and after he was set up. Let me say this. Right, I'm going to try to be as nice as possible. You know, I'm a fan of Andrew Gillum. I think he's a good brother. I remember my freshman year at FAMU.
Hold on 1 second, Jay. South Florida said, brother, your connection is breaking up on us just a little bit, and so I don't know if the people can hear you.
Oh, we're good now. We in green. We in green.
Okay, sorry about that. I feel like, you know, Andrew Gillum's a good brother. I remember he came to my dorm, me and Antoine's dorm. My college roommate knocked on the door. He was wanting us to vote for him for SGA president. He won. Just a good dude. He's still a good brother. You know, I just have a small issue, right, with him going about explaining what happened that night and the way he did. You know, I feel like his testimony, you know, especially, you know, when he spoke about his wife knew that he was bisexual before they got married. That is a big issue for me. And I'm going to take it a little further by saying, you know, we grew up in an era, our age group, of going to the church, right? And being in the church. And as we all know in the church, you know, you are urged, am I right, to confess your sins in front of everybody. You know, nothing should be a secret.
Yes, Lord. You know, bring them to the altar, Lord. Bring them to the altar.
You went to the altar and the elder asked you, you know, what are you confessing for? And it wasn't enough for you just to say, I messed up yesterday. You had to explain it in detail, you know.
In detail. Yes, Lord.
You know, I smoked a cigarette yesterday. You know, well, is that all you did? Well, you know, also, you know, had an entanglement as well. You know,
red table.
And the elder would tell you, you know, I have a funny feeling there's more you need to tell me. Okay, I had multiple entanglements last night. And look, you know, I understand that's our generation. That's the generation we grew up in. Social media is also giving folks a platform to just tell all their business. But people, you know, listen to your boy South Florida said, you do not have to tell all your business to everybody. It is not our business. You know, it is not our, you know, our right, for you to have to go on a live platform in front of hundreds of thousands of people and tell them what happened in that hotel. We are fully aware of what happened in that hotel. And I just feel like Andrew Gillum just told us way too much. It just wasn't necessary.
Well, listen, I got a whole lot to say, right? Mm-hmm. Now, what I do want to start with is this, right? And my mama said, what happens in this house stays in this house. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? But I want to start by saying, as much as I'm going to clown Gillum, right? I'm clowning him because at the end of the day, to me, this was one of them crown or clown conversations, right? Mm-hmm. Am I putting the crown on his head because my man is talking kingly, or am I putting his face with clown paint all over it? Because right now you sound like a goofy, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Goofy it is, motherfucker. Goofy it is. Like, so first and foremost, right, when we're talking about clown or crown, I would expect as a kingly man, right? Listen, you're right. I'm not judging the man's soul and his character. I'm not the one that's going to send the man to prison and jail and send him to hell. I'm not condemning the man. I am far from a perfect man. I'm a masterpiece of minimalism in my own right.
Exactly.
So let me be clear in saying that I'm just a dude, right? But I'm a dude with an opinion, right? I'm a dude that used to look up to Gillum.
Yes.
I'm a dude that looked to Gillum for inspiration, right? What Gillum stands for, or what he stood for, at least in my opinion, right, is the same thing that Obama stood for, right?
Mm-hmm.
Obama was the image, right? Obama was the first person that my son could look at and say, oh, he looks like me, and he actually is president. He actually is successful. He is this, he is this, he is this. Gillum was that, right?
Yes.
He was now, and when I say Obama and Gillum, I'm not trying to say that they're on the same scale, but what I am saying,
please don't say that.
Exactly.
What I'm saying is he was a I'll take that. He was definitely a role model for young Black children to look at.
I think he still is. Is he not? Is he still not?
Well,
he's still a good brother.
If I told my son, you can truly be Andrew Gillum, and when he Googles Andrew Gillum,
I agree. The first picture you're going to see is, and we're not going to get grotesque. I think our audience can go and Google it.
We're not listen. We ain't that. We're not going to show the pictures on
exactly.
on that podcast.
We're not
going there, right?
But let me ask you a question, G.
Yeah.
Did we need to know that his wife knew that he was bisexual prior to getting the marriage?
Listen,
in your opinion,
but this is what I'm saying. When I say crown or clown, right? What kings don't do is try to use their family to justify their actions.
Yeah.
Right. What I'm saying is he used his wife to try to make it okay. Right. Mm-hmm. Like, well, you guys are judging me, but my wife was fully aware. Right.
Exactly.
So now I'm looking at your wife like she's a clown too.
Exactly. Right? If that's my daughter, I'm calling her like, me and that guy you need to give me 10 minutes with that guy.
Yeah.
you need to give me 10 good minutes with him. Because now I see he's making you look crazy. I'm being honest.
Listen, the whole Gillum clan is now the Goofy McGoofersons, right? And they out here looking like clowns. And I don't think that that's actually true. I don't think that's true.
We know what that means. Somebody joined the conversation. We got Oscar. Anybody knows an Oscar?
What up, homie? Shout out to Seattle, man.
Every time y'all hear that actual bell, we got somebody chiming in and they want to join the conversation. So Oscar, in order to get on, you got to show your face. So I'm gonna give you a few minutes.
Have him type it in the chat. Have him type it in the chat with his question or what do you want to say about it in the chat.
Yeah, you got to.
Hey Brian, what's up, man? What's happening?
Listen, I want to shout out what Brian actually just wrote in the chat as well, which is, listen, I think Andrew was a great leader, and that is what gives us the ability to say, dude, he had everything he needed to have, right?
Yeah.
And I think at the same time that we can give him a little bit of criticism, both constructive and a little bit of just, I think we can also say, listen, let's get a man some grace. Exactly. This is another example of mental health in the Black community falling short, right?
Yes.
Because when you listen to the video, he talks about the pressure that he was under. He talks about the fact that I wanted to have a good time like everybody else,
Exactly, right. Yeah. He chose one of his homeboys from Miami. Okay. All right.
Listen, hey, let's get together and do some crack cocaine.
But I'm gonna give a little pushback on y'all, right? Y'all saying, crown or clown. What was wrong with him saying, hey, listen, my wife knew, you know what I mean? What was the issue within that? You know what I mean? Like I said, confess our sins. I understand that, but bring it to the congregation. Say what?
Well, my thing is, he didn't need
to. Go ahead, Sid.
Well,
listen.
Go. You got it. Go ahead.
No. You go.
Look,
go.
I just, I bring it back. And I know, please, Lord, don't strike me down, please. I just bring it back to us growing up, feeling like I won't be completely healed, cleansed, and forgiven unless I confess everything I've done in front of the congregation. I mean, I believe that. And I feel like for him, I got it off my chest. Everybody knows my lifestyle now. I can woosah and move on my life. Brother, we had already forgotten about that. I had told, if he didn't bring it up, I forgot about what he did. He didn't need to go into any kind of detail. It was not necessary.
Well, here's the thing. Maybe, and here's the thing. Thank you for pointing that out. Maybe he thought to himself, you know what? I'm not going to be healed. I'm not going to be delivered. Y'all remember that guy
Yep.
I ain't gonna get into that. So when he mentioned that, that's more so him saying to himself, for the people to know, because I'm pretty sure he knew he got ridiculed, he got blasted, everybody going off on him. Hey, listen, let me just let everybody know. Hey, listen, this is who I was, and now that it's out there, the internet can make memes of me. I'm gonna put it out there. Yes, did my wife know before we got together that I liked it men's and everybody else's? She did. You know what I mean? So therefore, I'm good, I'm cleansed, I'm healed, and I can talk about it freely. And don't condemn me for bringing it back up. Don't condemn me for saying, hey, JC, you say, hey, I forgot about it. No, don't condemn me. I'm gonna bring it back up. Hey, this is me, this is who I was, and this is what I did, but I want to confess that this is what I did, and I'm sorry. What was wrong with that? What was wrong with that?
Listen, bail bonds don't give money.
And I stand on that. How about that?
Listen,
how about that?
Look at Muhammad Ali right behind me is trying to tell him what he should have done, right?
What
Muhammad
he could have
Ali
did.
behind me got the tape over his mouth.
What he could have did.
Shut it up, brother. Shut it up, brother.
Nah, hey, listen.
Let me pose a question to both of you on this. Let me pose a question.
Go ahead.
Let me get this. I want to get this off real quick.
Go ahead.
And this is what I'm saying too. I don't want my wife to have to answer questions on my behalf, right?
She don't have to.
Well, she does.
She don't have to. Listen, if they come into her, hey,
let me
talk to my husband. Talk to my husband.
Listen,
talk to my husband. That's all you got to do. Refer to your husband. It's real simple to me.
No,
it's real simple.
I don't want my wife to have to do that. At the end of the day, my choices are my choices, right?
Mm-hmm.
My choices are my choices. At the end of the day, I get that people are going to want to put all of it together, especially when you're married and all that other stuff. What I'm not going to do is sit here and say, well, you know what? My wife was okay with it, because my wife is not the one that is judging me right now. What I have not heard is a story from his wife saying, this dude is this and this and this. She's been quiet. She's played her role. She's been in the background. She didn't leave him. She didn't abandon him. So there's no need to bring her into the conversation. If you want to talk to the people that are ridiculing you, criticizing you, then you stand on what you stand on.
Exactly.
Right? He ain't standing on nothing when he's passing it off to his wife.
Exactly. Well, let me ask you both a question. Let me ask you both a question.
Go ahead.
Let me take it a step further. I know we only got a few more minutes on this topic. This seems, and I'm not on social media. South Florida City, this is probably one of the few times you see me unless somebody tag me in a picture. But I've seen things on social media that concern me, right? Regarding people putting their business out there through cryptic messages. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, there are a lot of people on social media who should apply for a job with the CIA as a or some kind of encryption analyst, because I'm telling you now, I've seen the craziest things. Man, I remember one time Jay showed me something where somebody posted, this is for comedic relief, but it was something close to this. Just because two frogs end up at the same destination, it doesn't mean they started off at the same time. Oh, and under the comments, you'll see, oh my God, that's so great. Love, thumbs up, that's so awesome. And I'm looking at this, what the hell does this mean? I mean, you have people putting their business out there through cryptic memes and gifts. An eagle who sits at the top of a tree silent doesn't mean he's not looking over everything. He's just being silent.
Hey, everybody likes
it. Everybody claps their hands. We got to stop all this nonsense. Leave your business and stop with the crypto stuff. Leave your business in the house, man. Come on.
Listen, rappers do it. Rappers do it. Why can't we? Rappers do it. Why can't somebody else?
You know what I mean? You're gonna have to elaborate on that.
What you mean?
Mr. Daly,
what you gotta elaborate?
What do they do? Tell me what they do.
It's encrypted message. You send encrypted messages, certain things like who's Lil Wayne? We ain't rappers.
So,
I love it, Brian. I love it.
Listen, and we don't get paid for it, right?
Exactly.
Listen,
yeah, we don't.
They get paid to be clowns, right? They get paid for the minstrel show. You're not getting paid for the minstrel show. You
he called it a minstrel show.
Like it is definitely. Listen, and if you didn't learn your lesson, you should understand. Look at what happened to Young Thug, right? Yeah. He put all his little cryptic messages out there, and guess what? Rico his ass.
Yeah. Look, hold up, time out, and listen. And we talked about before we even got on the show, whatever. we were going to address what's Fanny, for what a lady name is from Atlanta,
we'll talk
the
about
DA.
that. Well, let's get back to Andrew Gillum. We definitely gonna talk about that at some point.
All right, this is what I stand on.
I don't want Andrew Gillum. Hold on, I don't want Andrew Gillum watching us and saying, "Whoo, they got off me. Thank God. Yeah, they got to talk about Fanny now. Talk about something else." No. We bringing it on back to AG. But stand on it. What you stand on when it comes to this topic?
I stand on basically, you should not condemn this man for him taking a while after he's been talked about, ridiculed, disgraced his whole family about the whole hotel situation, and him bringing it back up and saying, you know what, I want to verbally get this out. I really didn't speak on it. So I'm gonna confess my sins, as the word says, is to everybody, to the church. You know what I mean? And therefore I'm gonna get it out there. Don't ridicule me again for putting my business back out there and ushering my wife into this. If anybody has anything to say, guess what? I'm gonna address it. Don't bring her name in it. And if y'all had an issue about me messing with dudes, y'all pretty sure y'all did. So my wife knew. That's why I'm gonna bring it up, and that's just what it is, and that's what I stand on.
Listen. Who's gonna close this one out, Sid? If you want to close it, I'll go ahead and go now. You want to close it?
I'll let you close it. I'll say this. I stand on this, folks. Under my voice. If you follow us on YouTube, Facebook, whatever, leave your business at home. Period. Stop all the cryptic. If you want to be a decoder, work for the CIA. I'm pretty sure they need your help over there in Afghanistan trying to find terrorists. Stay off social media with your personal business. If your husband is bisexual, that's between you and him and nobody else. We love Andrew Gillum. I am a fan of the show. I'm a fan of Native Land Podcast, but I just felt like he was out of line. He was out of pocket, but we love FAMU. We love him. You got it, G.
Well, here's what I stand on, right? The church that we all grew up in, the church of yesteryear, no longer exists. And at some point in time, that church actually failed the Black community horribly, right? Which is why some of the problems we have in our community is what they are. So when you want to bring your sins to the church, remember that the church failed us before, right? The format doesn't work in today's society. So this is the way that you do this, bro. I stand on the fact that if you're a man, put your crown on your head, right? Listen, I don't have a problem when people make a bad decision. I got a problem when people exercise bad judgment, right? Which is repetitive shit over and over and over again. Listen, dude, we had gotten past that moment. And if you felt like this is the time for you to pop back out because what you want to do is get yourself back into the limelight, bro, go back to the roots of it. Remember why people started following you in the first place, right? Remember why people started following you in the first place, because you gave a damn about the community, right? Give the people a reason to give a damn about you right now. And it ain't because you just said, oh, my wife knew, and oh, this and oh, that. Listen, no, man, this is about you, right? Be a man, be an individual, stand on your crown, stand on your kingdom, hold it down, right? And take the heat. You took the heat. You took it. You disappeared for a minute. When you came back out, what you should have came back out with is Andrew Gillum doing this for the community, right? That's what FAMU would have. That's the roots that FAMU gave him. Those are the values that FAMU instilled in him. That's the reason why Tallahassee loved him.
Yes.
Right. So go back to doing something positive. You can't erase You can't erase the negative with the positive. With the negative. Right. You can't erase a negative with a. You can't erase a negative with a negative. All you're doing is getting another negative.
And we stand on that.
So I stand on erase the negative with the positive. Come out here and do something positive for the community. Stop talking about what your wife is doing and stop talking about, listen, that Black church, they failed us before, they're going to fail you right now if that's what you're doing.
I feel a future topic coming. I'm going to write that topic down for a future podcast.
Listen, etch it in stone.
Two-time Brian with I'm watching church right now, so I appreciate that comment. Keep watching the show. If you haven't subscribed,
I support the Black churches. I support the Black churches when they're doing it right. But listen, when you're gonna pass around the collection plate talking about the doorknob fund and the doorknobs don't ever get replaced, I got a problem with it.
Let's not take it to this episode. Let's not take it to this episode. I'm gonna write that down.
That's another episode we can veer off and have that conversation, because me being an usher for years and growing up, I got some stories in the tell that my family they ain't gonna like it, because they got involved in it. So we gonna move over to the right.
Where we at now?
You know what I mean?
I do want to say this. The fact that Brian is saying he's watching church right now is exactly my point, though, right? The church of yesteryear don't exist. He couldn't have done this back in the day when we were confessing our sins and all of that stuff. He's doing it right now, watching church, which tells you that society has evolved, progress has evolved, everything has evolved. So now what we have to do is evolve from where we were, right? Move on from the negative energy, bro. Move on from what happened in the past, and let's do some positive stuff. And that's what I stand on. Do something positive. Even when you make your mistakes, everybody's allowed to make mistakes.
Yes.
Right? But the problem is you can't live in the mistake forever, bro. Let's move on from that and do something positive. Let people forget about it. Give them something else to think about.
Yeah, man. We stand on it. Hey, I love that topic. And it'll be a great segue into our next topic. But before that, let's make sure we sipping on Gibbs Reserve wine, man. I got my Gibbs Reserve wine with me. Man, it's got me feeling good. As we venture into our next topic of what in God's name are these 30 and under kids? I have no idea. Look, shout out to everybody who's 30 and under watching the podcast. Shout out to my niece who's live on replay. I appreciate it. But man, I'm very, very concerned about this generation. And when I say I'm concerned, it's coming from a place of, at the end of the day, cost of living, high home prices, apartment prices going up. And I have some stats here for you. I'm gonna put my glasses on.
Oh.
I got my stats. I got the receipts. The gift where
two times for the glasses. Hey, we going. Miss JC got us going to church. We get some education. We doing it all. So go ahead, drop.
Listen, hold on. Before you do what you about to do, South Florida said, I want to say this.
Hey, this is an episode. This is a segment. I love this. Right, this is a whole segment.
Listen, Mr. Daily Insight. We're gonna have to go and get the soundbite of Skip Bayless telling Shannon to put his glasses on. That I want that soundbite. So the next time South Florida said, like, put your glasses back on. Put your glasses on. That's what I want next time.
Well, here we go. Let's drop. I'm gonna give you some stats.
I'm gonna make sure I had that queued up so we can still put the glasses on. Hey, put your glasses on, and he gonna put his glasses on, and it's gonna be a whole segment. I love it. We just created something. I love it.
Here's some stats for you from Forbes magazine in 2023. 52% of the kids or young adults 30 and under still live with their parents. That's a very, very scary stat. 30% of them see their current job not as a career, but just a job. Only 6% of the 30 and under crowd own a home, that's very scary as well.
That's low.
The average salary of the 30 and under crowd is $50,000 a year. Now, where am I going with this? Where can you live where you can make $50,000 a year and not have an OnlyFans account on the side, right? Top 5 places where you can live and not have an OnlyFans account on the side making $50,000 a year. Austin, Minnesota, Grand Bend, Kansas, St. Joseph, Missouri, Fort Worth, and Lawton, Oklahoma. I was had to one of those 5 places. I will be a gigolo as well. I will say this. Hey, like H-Town, I'll be a one-night gigolo. Look,
I'm a gigolo and baby clothes.
Hey, look, man, we got to give some game to these kids. We have to give some advice to these kids. G, I know you have a daughter waiting. Shout out to J to J. I would, all jokes. I'm gonna crack a quick joke and tell her to stay in Valdosta, where a gallon. Do not come back. Do not come to Florida. Stay up there. But in all seriousness, we got to get some game. We got to let them know, because I feel like we have preached to them: go to college, do everything you possibly can, get an education. And I'm saying, you told me to go to college. You told me to do everything I possibly can. And now look, Now what am I supposed to do? You know, what
I
kind of
want to chime in on that, and like you said, and my mom, I'm gonna send her this clip. She's always told me the same thing. Hey, son, go to get a good college, get a good job, and be there for 30 years. Those days done with. You know what I mean? My mom used to work for the IRS, where she worked there for 20, 30 years. Do you think she's there now? She's not. She got her own career doing something else, doing properties, and she has a side business. As a kid growing up, mama, I love you, but I'm gonna tell the truth. She shunned me on having a side business. And as Gary would say, and everybody, man, Lump, you got a million jobs. You're right. Because as a young age, I understood having a second, third, or fourth different income is going to be necessary moving forward.
Yeah.
And this is where this stems from. My grandfather owned a lawn business. I was little. He never worked for the man ever in his life, ever. But he owned that lawn business. And in the back of my mind, guess what? I worked that business. I got $5 a yard, raking leaves, grass, raking it up, $5. Save my money, piggy bank. But as a child, that taught me and had me in the mind frame, own a business, do something by yourself. So nowadays, kids should have that concept, and parents should be assisting with them as well. We're saying, hey, listen, let me start some type of fund, IUL or something, to put money aside so they can start a business versus going to college. But college, to me, is probably one of the biggest scams of the universe.
Oh, come on!
It's one of the biggest scams out of you. But that's just my opinion. I worked in the industry. I get it. I get it. I get it. You understand? But there are certain jobs that you can get without a college degree. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and chime in. I don't want to say too much on that.
Go ahead, G.
Hold on. Let me lift some of this weight, brother. Let me lift some of this weight, because I think what we have to do is understand a few things, right? First of all, there is no universal equation for what we should be calling success, right? At the end of the day, I think that everybody has to figure out what their own vision of success looks like, right? At the end of the day, what I can tell you is, yes, are we living in a day and age in which I can tell you right now, as somebody who I interview people, I hire people, right? Most people, I'm looking at resumes and they're 3 to 5 years in one location and then they're jumping, right? But why are they jumping? They're jumping because that current job is not saying, hey, let me promote you in your first 3 years. Let me give you more money in your first 3 years. So they're jumping for a new title, for a new salary, right? I can tell you right now that does not always bode well for them, right? I've had people who have left my job, said that they thought that they were ready for the next step, didn't believe me when I told them that they weren't ready for the next step, right? Then when they get out there in the real world and they don't have the same supervisor with the same amount of compassion, with the same amount of just, hey, let me give you some grace, let me groom you, let me help you. Not everybody is out there doing that. If they pay you more money, they expect you to solve more problems, right? You get paid based on the amount of problems that you're able to solve, right? You don't get paid for procedural work anymore, right? That's why you see all of these lineman jobs where it's like, hey, as it comes down the line, wrap up your ramen noodles. Didn't do this, right? That work doesn't exist anymore. The 1, 2, 3 job is gone.
It's gone.
Now you have to have the ability to solve problems, analyze. You have to be able to think logically. You have to be able to do all of these things. What I am telling you is we have created certain situations, right? I want to start with, I heard it somewhere. I can't remember where I've heard it. I've heard it actually a few times. My supervisor actually threw it out at me one time as well. But the saying is this: hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men. Weak men create hard times. And it's a cycle that continues to happen, right? What I can tell you is what I went through as a child, my kids did not experience, right? And that is due to the hard work of me and my wife and the community around my children, which includes you guys, right? My son and my daughters don't have the same grit I had because they didn't go through the same struggle I went through. We are a victim of our own creation with this, right? And I can tell you that good times, I'm not going to sit here and call my son a weak man or my daughter a weak woman. But what I am going to say is there are things that they have never experienced, and those things that they have never experienced are visible, right, in their character right now, right? Like that ability to stand tall and stand firm. Yeah, they've heard me say it, but it's different when you actually got to stand and then that pressure, right?
Correct.
And so what I would tell you is, listen, as somebody who me and my wife, I had twins when I was 19, right? And so when we start reading off them stats, like Jay, I was living in a government subsidized housing development at 19. Mm-hmm. I'm a college student with 2 kids, a wife, right? And I'm carrying 2 car seats to class.
Exactly.
You had some weight on your shoulders, boy.
Well, let me ask you this question, G. Let me pose a question. If you're, because a lot of our audience will be in that 22 to 30 crowd, if you're in that bracket and you're like, man, I'm in college, I'm coming out, entry level salary, 55, 60,000. I remember, man, when I came out in college and, back in 05, 06, man, I got offered 50,000, thought I was rich. I was popping bottles at the mall every week. I was at the mall every week, popping bottles, everything. Now these kids making 55, 60,000, they have to live with their parents and put up with their parents because you can't afford to stay on Brickwood at $2,000 a month.
But you don't have to stay with your parents, right? Like I can tell you right now, right? And since you guys already brought it in, and I'm one more shout out to Jada Jatia, big time. She about to graduate from Valdosta, right? And listen, my daughter,
shout out to that. Shouts out to her.
She's getting her BFA, right? She can't figure out what her next step is. She has an idea, right? One thing that we've talked about is her going to law school. What she wants to do is do entertainment law. She wants to help creators maintain the rights to their intellectual property, right? That's it's dope. Like I love it, right? But guess what? She's like, I'm tired. Like, do I want a gap year? What do I want to do? Right? And here's the reality. My daughter is willing to go get her a job, and it may not be, she may know that it's not going to be the final job.
It's not
her career. It is a job. But what she's thinking about is possibly like, do I want to get an apartment and get a roommate and establish myself in the city? Do I want to go home and stack my bread up and then go to law school? Like, what is the next move? And that's part of the problem is this. What these kids are not doing is thinking of what the long-term plan is. Exactly. Right? Exactly. Most of these kids, because they've grown up in such a measure of privilege, don't feel the need to have a 20-year, 15-year, 10-year, 5-year outlook on anything, right?
Now, hold on. I want to get, whose fault is that, though? That mindset is not there.
I think it's a combined problem, right? Like at the end of the day, here's what I know. I've heard the conversations that South Florida Sid will have with the young people around him, right? And the people that right? I've heard the conversations, Mr. Daily Insight, that you've had with the kids that you coach and your own children. I know the conversations I've had when I was coaching kids in the community, or when my son would bring his friends over, my daughter brings their friends over. Listen, I'm that guy. I'm the old guy that has all of the wisdom, and they like, oh my God, here he goes.
Tired of the lectures.
Right? But guess what? I believe on everything I love, and I've seen it happen over and over again, that they hear it, they just don't apply it until they feel like it's necessary to be applied on their end. So you may say it now, and it may be 15 years from now, in which you start to visibly see that thing manifest itself. You got to continue to drop those seeds on these young children and these young kids and these young adults, and you got to drop the gems on them. And I think that at the end of the day, it's a community effort, but there's two modes of communication, right? You got a sender and a receiver.
Yeah.
Right. And so I have a responsibility as the sender to make sure that my message is clear. They have a responsibility as the receiver to be open to the message.
Yes.
And even if it's like, hey, I'm not going to apply it right now, but let me throw that in the chamber. I'm going to lock that in the vault for later. They have to be open to receiving it. Sometimes I think that we can be a little too hard on these young kids and these young people.
Yeah, agreed.
Because maybe they know more than we think they do, but maybe they're like, I still want to do this, right? I can tell you right now, my daughter wants her legacy to be her own, right? My daughter could have stood on my shoulders, right? I could have got her. I could have built her into this monster, right? And she could have been a monster attorney coming from where I'm at, right? And you guys know who I work with, where I work at, what I do, right? But at the end of the day, my daughter wants it on her own. She wants it on her own, right? And
so that's not to cut you off. Hold on. That's not that. Would that be the same thing as let's say LeBron's kid walking in his dad's footsteps? Would you say that's the same thing, or is he creating his own way?
Let me say,
if that makes any sense.
I would, you said no, you would not going to college. I don't have the stats in front of me. I wish I did. However, I want everyone under the sound of my name who's 30 and under. I want you to research and look up the statistic around the average salary of somebody who doesn't have a college education compared to the average salary of somebody who does have a college education. Then come back and talk to me. I'm gonna tell you, you will ceiling. At the end of the day, you start making $26 an hour. It's about, I would say, $5 a year. Your employer and I've been on the 15 years raise, and you've given your employer a reason not to give you a raise. Well, get that bachelor's degree, and then I'll give you the raise. So you're gonna hit a ceiling, So I want to make sure we put that out there as well as some
And listen, I want to piggyback on that. And Sid, I see your signals strength dropping a little bit.
Sorry about that.
You're getting a little blurry, and it's all good. I just want the people to know that if they didn't hear everything you said, which you were making a very, very valid point, which is there is a ceiling right now. At the end of the day, you don't have to believe us, right? But there is a perception out there that education means something. I need everybody to understand something. Very few people actually have a job working in the field that they got a degree in, right? Like South Florida Sid's one of those people that you're a rare breed to me, brother, right? But you were a specialist, right? You were a sniper before snipers existed, right? And so what I'm saying is, listen, education is the key to advancement and happiness. If at the end of the day the goal is to become somebody who has made a mark somewhere, right? And I say education, right? Because not everything requires you to go to college, but everything requires you to be educated, right? Listen, we are going to always have vehicles, right? People are going to drive somewhere. They're going to have a plane, some kind of way. People are going to have to the transportation exists, right? So becoming a mechanic is a thing. I don't need you to go to a 4-year college to become a mechanic, but you still need to get an education to become a master mechanic, right?
Yeah. That's a specialized lane,
right?
That's a specialized skill, as you just meant. So, like you said, education it's not that it's just more so specified what angle. You know what I mean? Like being an accountant, you don't have to go to the accountant. You just, you know what I'm saying? You go specialize, get some certifications.
But you know what?
IT stuff like that. It's a specialized actual.
I want to say this though, right? At the end of the day, you can become a mechanic and you can become a slave for the rest of your life, right? Meaning you're going to work for someone else, or you can become a mechanic and you can still learn how to read and write and critically think and market a business, right? And keep your own books, right? Like, so what I'm saying is at the end of the day, learn the skills that you need to learn to be successful in the field that you want to be in.
Exactly.
And you need to be educated. I'm never going to say that college is a scam. It's only listen, the people that fail, right, with utilizing their college education in a successful manner are the people that just went to college because it was a procedural step, right? They didn't think their way through it. They didn't learn anything from it. You should be able to come out of college critically thinking, analyzing things. You should have a strong idea about who you are, what you want to do. You're getting a cultural education at the same time. Name another place that a 20-year-old or a 19-year-old or an 18-year-old can go and meet people from different countries, meet people from different states, meet people of different religions, and so it is an education that is holistic and well-rounded, that when you walk out of it, I know how to now deal with people who agree with me, disagree with me, look like me, don't look like me, right?
Yeah.
Right now, there's a kid in the middle America somewhere who has never met a black person in their life.
Very true. Very true. Well, let me say this, G. Let me say this, G. You know, here's where I stand on. You know,
wait, JC, did you hear me? I said go to a football game. You can get all that. You can meet different people and you can learn from them. You can do all that. Just go to a football game.
Well, let me see.
It's one place.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Those cities that South Florida Sid mentioned, ain't no football team in those cities.
No football team in those cities. That's for damn. Well, here's what I stand on. I stand on the fact that listen, kids, go to college. It's your best opportunity to make a lot of money, to make not make a lot of money, but maximize your potential and maximize your earning value. I remember something that Oscar said, and Oscar, what up, man? He was like, man, your highest earning potential will be in your 20s and your early to mid 30s. And once you're past that, once you miss that 15-year gap, it's tough sledding. So if you don't capitalize on your maximum salary and your maximum value during that time period, it's tough sledding after that. So kids, hey, you saw the statistics. You know, making $50,000 a year, you only can go to certain places. You're not going to be able to live in Miami unless you're going to stay with your mama, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. Stay with your parents, save up your money, get a house, do all that. But I'm letting you know now, at the end of the day, you know, give yourself a fighting chance. Go to college. Go ahead, G. What you got?
Listen, let me
say, Miss Elder, how you doing? So anybody want to touch on Miss Elder's response? Anybody?
Listen, I appreciate Elder's shout. Listen, Elder just backed me up on 100% of what I feel like I just said, which was, dude, you can't get there's experiences that you get when you go to college and you gain some sense of education, right? And like I said, it doesn't even have to be the 4-year institution, right? I don't care. If you go to the local community college, whether it's TCC, Valencia, Seminole State, Miami-Dade, Broward Community, whatever it is, even there you are experiencing those things when you're sitting in those classrooms and you are surrounded by people of different backgrounds, right? My thing of, if I'm going to stand on anything, if I could give any advice to the 30 and under group, right, it would be this: figure out who you are, figure out what you want to do, and map out a plan for yourself, right? You may not have a parent, you may not have the auntie or the uncle that could have that conversation. Some of y'all may not have parents that have a college education to give you that kind of guidance, right? But what you do have access to is everything that I never did at that age. I couldn't Google shit. I remember the card catalog in the library.
Yeah.
If you don't remember the card catalog system, then that means you grew up under the Google or the or whatever age, right? So what I'm saying to you is this: whatever it is that you want to be when you grow up, there's a map, a roadmap that's already been established, right? Right. At the end of the day, there's no need to reinvent the wheel. Go out there and find somebody that's done what you want to do and figure out what they had to do to become successful in that world. Understand that it is going to take some work. It's going to take some elbow grease. It's going to take some grit. Everything ain't always going to be good, right? And if you let pride get in the way, right? Because I can tell you right now, if you let pride get in the way, you're going to be in trouble, right?
Pride comes before destruction, brother.
And pride also comes before. You said what? What'd you say, Lump?
Pride comes before destruction.
Yeah. Yeah. What you got, Lump? What do you stand on? So we can close this out.
I'm gonna say this because I know I kind of rode on y'all when it came to the topic, or my stance on college is, you know, it's a scam. Now I would say this though, right? To Gary's defense, a few things that I have learned, and I could have had the opportunity to go to a FAMU. Trust me, they recruited me. I could have went to Howard. Trust me, I could have did all these. I could have did all these Black historically colleges. Now, I'm gonna say this before I say my point. I did miss out on the Black experience. I'm not gonna listen. I played sports. We would play these schools, TSU, Ohio Valley Conference. I wanted to go them when I saw their crowd, their homecoming. I went there before, so I missed out. I said, man, I missed out on going to a Black college. You know what I mean? But I know me. You know what I mean? I know who I am. So I said, no, I couldn't go there. Now, I wanted to get around these Caucasian individuals. I wanted to know how they think. I want to know what they thought of Black people, whatever the case may be, what business ventures they were getting into. So guess what? I can do the same as well. So that did teach me a few things that I wouldn't have learned being around my people. You understand? I did learn that piece. You understand? So I can go into a room of Caucasian individuals and go ahead and know how to conduct myself. Then I can get back to my people and kick it. And you know what I mean? So it taught me that thing. My mom, yeah. What you say?
Hey, listen, I have no problem with PWIs. I'm gonna let you finish your point. Just as long as none of my nieces and nephews go. They ain't gonna know PWIs. But go ahead. It's family or it's not. Or you stay home. You just get a regular job. Go ahead. No,
so I did learn a few things going into these schools. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to crap on it. I'm not going to say I didn't go. Elder say, what's wrong with PWIs?
Hey, hands up, don't shoot, Elder. Nothing wrong with PWIs. I'm making jokes.
Yeah, it's not. So I did learn a few things. I'm not going to totally say I didn't learn nothing whatsoever. You know, but it helped me shape and mold me into the person that I am to this day. Now,
I think we got another future topic, by the way, with that one. PWIs versus HBCUs. I think we got another future topic on that. I gotta write that down. Elder, you introduced it. I can use it, as they say in law, right?
There you go. There you go.
So we have a future topic: HBCUs versus PWIs. My bad. I keep it
PWIs. All right. So what I stand on this topic as Mr. Harrington, Mr. G. Ryder Cramp mentioned, make a plan. You know what I mean? If you don't even know your plan, right, or what that is, you have different vehicles to get you to that point. For example, you're working, you got a degree in a position at a job or whatever, and you're not happy where you are, or you're just saying, you know what, I'm just going to work this job until I get to my career. There are vehicles. Say you want to do investing. There are vehicles to put you in places to get you set up to to be in business, to start a business. You know what I mean? There are different type of things you can do. You got creators nowadays, YouTubers, everybody doing different things. People's youngsters' mind frames are being changed. My daughter grew up and said she want to be I want to be a YouTuber. What? For what? What does that even look like? You know what I mean? So, but my point is shaping. Things are changing. You know what I mean? This world is changing right now. So make a plan, and then put people in and around you that make that actually come true, because you can't survive on one income, on one job. You need multiple streams of income nowadays to make this thing work. And that's just what it is. You know what I mean? So that's what I stand on.
Great last take, man. Great last take.
We still need farmers. We still listen. I need somebody to grow some food. So listen.
Somebody got to do it. So come on, the main topic, my brother. Introduce the main topic.
All right. So this last actual topic, right? This. Lord, here we go. We gonna get it started now. I'm gonna get started. So it's gonna be some women that's gonna not like this, but I'm gonna go ahead and say what I got to say about this actual topic. I'm gonna come with it. I ain't got no receipts, but this is gonna be a very interesting topic, and I want the women to chime in. Don't be shy. Miss Elder, you on here, please stay on here, because I want to hear your input. And if you want to come on here and say a little bit something about this topic, please do. All right, so we're going to get into it. So the topic is, do women over-exaggerate their value within relationships? I'm going to say it again. Do women over-exaggerate their value in a relationship? Now, when it comes to this, I'm going to give my little thoughts on it. Women always talk about, and we can use social media, because that's all you hear about. Oh, I bring the table, or I bring this, or I bring that to the table. Listen, women, I should say kings, these men, they bring a lot to the value to the table as well. You know what? They bring stability, they bring the income, they bring leadership, they bring all these other things. Now, women only want men to bring what? Typically. And I read something when it came, and I think this was on that actual show, Mr. Gary, two night conversation. What's the name of that podcast?
Oh, Tonight's Conversation. Yeah. Shout out to Tonight's Conversation, man. Shout out to Ace Metaphor and all them boys. Yeah.
Yeah, they bring some heat and some topic. And I saw something yesterday. It said typically when it comes to bringing that fire, bringing that thing, right? Women want men to come with that financial stability and that sexual stability, right? So what the heck does that mean? So as long as As long as men are bringing that to the table, for the most part, everything else is cool, right? They're not thinking about the leadership. They're not thinking about the emotional stability. They're not thinking about anything else when it comes to this. If a man does not bring that, he's very less than a man when it comes to a relationship. So I think with that, women need to take a redirectional look at themselves or what men do bring to the table, because there are a lot of different things that men bring to the table versus, or just by saying, hey, listen, just provide for me and I'll be good, or just do this, sex me well, and that's all. Men, that's not the only thing men bring to the table. So I need women to step up, have more of a groundwork of what you're looking for in a man, and stop just looking at two different aspects of the man and saying, hey, listen, you don't provide this, then you're not a man. Let's not do that. You know what I mean? Let's not even go there. So I got some other things, but I'm gonna give y'all the floor to kind of go ahead and talk about some other things when it comes to this.
Before that happens, Mr. Daily Insight, I want you to check out that comment, right? And I want you to just give me some feedback on. Listen,
hold on. Okay, women are like drafted players. Go ahead.
Stats. Go. Let me do some stats.
Oh, hold on. Let me read the comment first. I don't know who this person is. Women are like drafted players when it comes to stating their values. Some are booms, but most are busts. You don't know until it's time to put it. Hey, I like that. Whoever that is, I love that. So, but we can look at it because women always assort their sexuality, just their looks, as value, and that's not enough nowadays. Oh, what do you bring to the table? Me. What do you bring to the table? My looks. What do you bring to the table? I'm a good or eye candy. That's not enough for brothers nowadays. We need more. You understand? So, women, y'all got to step up. Y'all got to step up and do better. So, go ahead, JC, with the stats.
Yeah. Being on the back seemed like a proven not. Next episode will. Am I going in and out?
Yeah, just a tad bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my apologies. Being on this back porch seemed. Yeah, my apologies. 1 second. Let me see. Let me know when you see it.
Well, listen, while you're doing that, let me give a take real quick while you're doing that.
Go ahead.
Here's where first of all, let me start with this, right? Because I'm gonna make sure that I don't have a whole bunch of people shooting shots at me that I don't intend for the shots to be at, right? So I don't speak in absolutes, right? And I'm not gonna sit here and make it seem like this ain't about all women, right? Listen, there are some very, very good women out there, and I can say that because listen, I'm married to one, right? I can say that because I know. I've known Mr. Daily Insight's wife. I've known South Florida Sid's wife. There are good women out there, right? What I want to make very, very clear though is this: there's a lot of women, especially the ones that seem to be the loudest, right? I'm talking about those loud ones on social media, right? I'm talking about those loud ones that are all over the place, right? I need you to know that just because you are loud doesn't make it true. Okay, you talking about bringing a table. I don't need a table if I already got a table. And if I want a bigger table, I'm actually in a position to buy a bigger table. Okay, what I need is a companion. I need someone who can do the things that I can't, right? I'm looking for a help meet, right? So for all of you Christians out there, all you God-fearing people, read the Bible, right? Understand this. What a man is not looking for is another dude. And half of y'all run around here sounding like dudes. Don't be a man, be a woman, be a wife. A man ain't looking for, my guy said, women are like drafted players. You got booms and you got busts. You don't know what it is. You don't know what it is until it's time to put in the work. That is a very true statement. Let me make it very, very clear. Your face card may not decline right now, but eventually that face card ain't gonna be the same, right? I don't care how much skin tightening cream you buy, right? I don't care what you do, right? I can tell you right now that you talk to me about how you got this and that and how much money you make. I don't care about that. As a man, most men, and I'm talking about kingly men, men that wear their crown on their heads, right? I don't think that South Florida Sid is looking for a woman to come and pay his bills, right? Or is someone that can come in and help me in those times in which I can't help myself, right? And I need right now for a lot of these women to understand that there's a man out there that's there to help you when you can't help yourself, right? Me and my wife are actually, we couldn't be more different. But you know what? We've been together for 24 years, been married for 20. We just celebrated our 20th wedding anniversary. So I'm not talking to you from a place where, listen, there was no struggle, right? Without struggle, there is no progress. That is in marriages too. So I need you to understand that what I'm looking for and what most men look for is somebody that can withstand the storm, right? At the end of the day, I think it's the good book, it's the Bible, and God said that He is the anchor, right? And He is the anchor that holds you in place during the storm, but it doesn't excuse the storm. It will not excuse the storm. The storms will come. And at the end of the day, if we both doing the same work, there's some work that ain't being done. So how about you fill in the gap for what a man needs? And if you want to be the breadwinner, and if you want to be the dude in the relationship, and I say dude in the relationship because I think most stereotypes would say that men should be income earners. When I hear women complain, they talk about men not earning enough money. They don't make enough money. I want 6 figures. I want 5. I want 7 figures. I want this. So that's the only reason why I say that. Not that women can't go out there and make money. Listen, my wife makes money. People make money. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be out there making money, but what I'm saying is that's not what you should lead with when it comes to finding a mate. And if you do go and find you a man that is looking for a woman to earn money, make money, to sustain his own lifestyle, don't be mad with the results when you get it. Because that dude is not the dude that you thought he was.
Let me jump in here with some stats. And my apologies. Hold on. My apologies to the chat. Being on this back porch seemed like a good idea. Being on the back porch seemed like a good idea in the beginning, but this signal's going in and out. But let me throw some stats out.
You green now. Go ahead, make your point. Because Gary got me fired up. Gary got me fired up.
For you guys. I got my glasses on, so I'm ready.
Come on.
55%.
Put your glass on.
55%. This is according to Forbes magazine. 55% of the relationships, the husband is the breadwinner. Now, breadwinner means the husband makes all the money and the wife's at home watching The View every day and not doing nothing. 16% of the relationships, the wife is the breadwinner, which means the husband staying home and watching ESPN. Now, here's where things get interesting. 50% of the people say 50% of the people 50% of the people have said that the contributions that women make at work and at home are considered equally, meaning that 50% of the men feel like if you work and you do what you got to do with the house, it's the same value. Nothing's bigger than the other. 31% of the people said that the wife that contributes in the home is valued more than they're working, which is not a very high number, meaning that men, only 31% of the men feel like you staying home and not doing anything, not working, is valued. Only 31%. Now, here's where things get sticky. 77% of the couples out there said that children are better off when both the mother and the father are focused on work and at home responsibilities equally. And last but not least, 19% of the couples say, only 19%, my last stat, this is going to be off when the mother stays.
Wait, say that one more time. Say that one more time.
Feel that children are better off when the
mother's at home. When the mother's at home. Listen.
Hey, thank you, Jay, for those stats, man. That was real helpful in this conversation. And within that, a few things. Now, personally, I don't know. Well, what would I would say to that, to the stats, right? Everybody has different roles, different jobs, different things that are time to attain. You know, sometimes you may have the husband, he may be working. Hey, listen, I'm gonna work this few years. Hey, listen, you chill at home. Hey, but hey hubby, but I have a career, I want something that I want to do. If you guys are like honestly working together and coming up with a plan, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and get this nanny for about a year, give you time to go ahead and get your stuff going on. It's just an effective communication when it comes to that. You know what I mean? Nowadays, women are more so working and have the ability and have more so equal rights like the men. So things are somewhat coming into a level playing field. Now, Mr. Krim, what was the last part you said that you was getting me fired up? I done lost my point on that one. What was the last piece you were saying about?
I can tell you right now, what I
Please.
said was for the women out there that want to brag about how much money they're making, and that's what they want to lead with. You're gonna have to find a man that isn't doing that, right? That's when it's gonna have value. When the man says, "Oh, okay, well, listen, I don't feel like working anyway, so I'm glad you make that money," and don't be mad when you get him, because that dude ain't the same dude as the dude that's going to work every day and feels a responsibility to fiscally and monetarily support his family, his wife, and her dreams and her goals, as well as the kids and everything else. That's a different kind of dude.
Now, there have been some statistics on this, and I don't have all the facts in them. They said women who typically get that type of guy that's not really going to be doing well or is looking for some stability from a woman, women tend to pick on those guys because they know he can't hold her accountable. I'm gonna say that again. Women that are making the bread, they're the breadwinners. They pick that type of guy that's not going to be the king. He's not going to be the alpha male. They pick those guys because they don't want to be accountable. They go all back on, oh, well, he ain't got his shit together, so guess what? I'm good. They don't want a man I'm accountable. Guess what? That means they has to be forced to grow up and to do better in life and be accountable. Because remember, this word, when it comes to accountability in women, it's a thing. I'm pretty sure y'all have seen the memes when women are running away from the word accountability. It's a thing. So women typically that are the breadwinners, they're picking these guys on purpose. They don't want a king. They don't want someone to uphold them. They don't want a guy that hold them accountable for all of their actions. They rather stay with a guy who lives at home with his mom. He can't get a job, can't keep a job, and he gonna depend on and lean on her. Hey, let me get your car to go here. You understand? So when it comes to that, like you said, women don't want that. They don't want that accountability. So they're not picking these individuals that are worthy of being with them. You know what I mean? So when it comes to this, listen, women, y'all want the guys typically that make most of the money, but guess what? It's gonna come with a lot of other drama, right? It's gonna come with a lot of women. It's gonna come with a lot of men fighting over this man because he's the top 10 to 1%. And everybody fighting over the same guy. Guess what? He's sitting back chilling because he got options for days. And he'll never have to get married in his life. Why? Because every woman is fighting over, or majority. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna be absolute, Miss Elder. Most of the women are fighting over the same exact guy, so it makes it difficult. You know what I mean? So,
and I also want to give a shout out too, right? Because there are some women out there. There's a whole nother population of women and men, right? Because listen, not all men are free from, you know what I'm saying, free from judgment and ridicule, right?
Oh, yeah.
At the end of the day, what I want to make very clear is this: right now, what we see is a very large population of people. They're like the oranges that you dropped on the floor in Publix when you were trying to pick out the right fruit and the right this. There's a damage spot, right, where it hit the ground, and all of a sudden you hit rock bottom, bam, and now you're trying to bounce back up, right? There are a lot of women out there who chose the wrong man at the beginning, right? Or they chose the wrong path at the beginning, and now they've learned they've hit those mistakes. There's a lot of men that chose the wrong women, and now they've made those mistakes. Some of these dudes who are out there choosing women because they look like a certain thing, right? Right now you realize, oh, she can't cook, she can't raise my children, she ain't got the right mentality to talk to my kids, she ain't a God-fearing person, or oh, he lazy, he don't want to work. Right? Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, there is no perfect person out there, right? So with every good quality, there's gonna be something that may accompany it that you don't like, right? So at the end of the day, you out here, a lot of these women are complaining about the same dude. A lot of y'all out here got the baby from the same dude, right? I can tell you right now, I know personal examples of women, multiple women, who have babies from the same man, and they got the same story, and then they get on social media and they want to boost themselves up, and they want to child. I don't need no man. And listen, y'all all dating the same dude, and then you blaming everybody else who is not that dude for those problems.
Yeah, right? You're right.
So, as much as you don't want me to speak in absolutes, I need all of these women out here to not speak in absolutes as well. Exactly. There's a lot of damaged people. There's a lot of damaged people.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you that some of those damaged people are going to be great partners. The problem that you're going to have is this: the field gets slim after you get 28, 29, 30 years old.
30.
The field gets real slim, right? And so what I can tell you is, if you haven't found your mate by the time you're 30, it's just that the field gets real slim. Right?
Your checklist has to change.
Don't understand that. Listen, and in South Florida said, just for the stat purposes, right? What we can say is this, and maybe the numbers have shifted a little bit in 2024, 2023, but I know that when I was looking up the numbers, right? If you earn 6 figures as a Black male, you are in the top 10% of Black men in the country, right?
That number is definitely not double digits, but yeah.
Right.
2 times past that.
So when you start talking about, oh, I need a man making $500,000, you're talking about the top 1%. They can choose any woman they want. Why are they choosing you?
If you ain't got your stuff together, guess what? And you ain't not holding yourself accountable, he's not gonna look at you. Guess what? He will entertain you, but he's not gonna choose you. It's a difference. Entertaining and select and choosing for the long haul are 2 totally different things. You know what I mean? Listen, I want to pick that little toy over there. You know, we got the nice round booty, cute little face. I'm gonna take out. Now listen, and women, y'all talking about men taking you out on these expensive dates. Guess what? A man that has money is nothing. He can go on dates. He could go on trips. It's to entertain you. That's not, y'all thinking that's, girl, we went to the best restaurant. We went to the fanciest hotel. That's nothing to him. Yeah. And you thinking in your mind as a woman, he's choosing me. No, he's not. He got money. It's exposable. It's disposable. So it's nothing to him. Yeah. So you're thinking, you go ahead. You know what
I was saying. Hey, here's where I stand on. You know, I stand. I didn't really chime in too much on this topic because I'm very black and white when it comes to this stuff. The stat. Look, I go by the data. And the data says if both man and woman are both working and contributing to the household, it leads to a better example for the children, and it leads to a better life for everybody. Now, you don't have to take my word for it. You can do whatever you'd like. I just go by the data. So I stand on the fact that at the end of the day, a woman's value is what, at the end of the day, they can bring to the table financially and in the household as well. That's my personal opinion. I can cook. In fact, I'm a great cook. I have trophies and medals to prove this. Shout out to the Capitals for giving me the first and second place. Cook-off. I got 2 first places and second place at the Capitol cook-off, so I can cook. Thank you very much. I can clean my own clothes and wash my own dishes. So at the end of the day, I stand on that, man. Thank you.
And listen, I want to piggyback on what you just said, because I want to remind people. Shout out to Aunt Boone, right?
See you, homie.
Listen, I want to remind that and bring that to the forefront for people, right? Because the same way that women have evolved, right, and they've created this world in which they believe that they don't need a man, right? Men have evolved as well. So you can no longer just assume that this man needs a woman because she can cook, or that this man needs a woman because she can clean, because there are men right now who can cook and clean for themselves. There are men right now who are sitting up here doing the thing. They can make a home. There are right now, listen, let it not be forsaken that there are single fathers out there doing a hell of a job. Yeah. And you ain't gonna take that shit away from them.
Shout out to Aunt Boone. Shout out to my dog Aunt Boone's one of them, man. Definitely.
Shout out to Akil Blake. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Akil too.
Shout out to Akil Blake.
So I met shout out to Aunt Boone. He's one of those fathers who's doing it. You know, I know, not by himself, but majority.
And that's why I say shout out to Akil Blake, because he out there, he did the same thing. Right?
Okay, shout out to Akil too, man.
At the end of the day, not to say that anybody's necessarily doing it by themselves, because it takes a community to do anything, right? But what I can tell you is that there is a primary in all things, right? And there are a lot of situations in which that man is the primary, right? So what I'm trying to get across to these young women who seem to not be being taught how to be a wife, right? That a man is looking for a wife, not the potential to be a wife. A man is looking for a wife, not a woman who thinks that she can be a wife, but ain't never really done it and never really exercised those skill sets. A man is looking for a wife, not something else. A man is not looking for a long-term booty call, right? Mm-hmm. I can tell you right now, there's and I say this and I want to say it and I want to say it in a correct way, right? You ain't the only one with a coochie, right? So
say that.
There's some things that have to be attached.
Say that.
There's some things that have to be attached to the coochie, right? And I say that because I don't want to use a more inflammatory word, right? There's some things that have to be attached to that. And part of it is in your mindset. So part of it is in all of these other things. So I just want to stand on something before we close it out, right? Let me stand on my stance, right? I stand on the fact that, listen, as a community, we all need to come together and find a way to reset the mindset of all of us, right? This ain't just about the women, because there's some broken men out there too, right? There's some things that we need to fight. We need to stand on some things. We need to come together as a community. I can tell you right now, I know people like Akil Blake. He out there doing the good work of the Lord, working with these young kids, right?
That's Akil, man.
We need to do this more and more often, because right now what's happening is people are not being taught how to be husbands, how to be wives, and it may be because you don't have a visual of it in your home, or it may just be because you don't have anybody to talk to. It may be because of all of the misinformation that circulates, when now anybody in the world can create a podcast or go on live and do whatever they're doing, right? What I can tell you is this: find a way to be impactful in somebody's life so that we can save the community in which we live. I'm telling you right now, we are going to fall short of the glory, right? Y'all can see today, South Florida State was reading them stats and the devil was hard at work, fucking with his signal.
Right? Hopefully y'all got the stats. Hopefully y'all got all of them. Hopefully you got all of them. Hopefully you got all the stats. Hopefully you're missing.
Listen, we got them.
Okay, cool.
Hey, if you don't, y'all can rewind this actual recording. You know what I mean, and listen to that, man, and write them down. If you don't believe me, you got Google on your phone. Yeah, go ahead and check them out yourself.
Yeah. So listen, if I stand on anything, is this, right? Be the change that you wish to see in this world. How about that?
There we go.
All right. So and I want to remind y'all, listen, if y'all have not, please subscribe. We got a goal to get to 250 subscribers. You know what I mean? Tell a friend, share a friend, bring another neighbor next time y'all come. And we want to make this as impactful as possible. If you guys want to join, make sure your camera is on, make sure you're in a nice space with some good internet. And we all want to have this conversation. We don't want to be the only one speaking. I'm pretty sure you guys have a lot of input, and thanks for everybody that joined, that was in the chat.
Yeah, we got some birthday shout outs though. I gotta do some birthday shout outs.
Go ahead, go. Get those shout outs out real quick.
No. You gotta stand on your topic first, bro.
All right. So what I stand on is essentially women, right? When it comes to thinking, you're the breadwinner, you're the this, you're the that. Listen, just find someone that's equal to you, right? Find someone that stands on the same principle as you, and don't think you're better than everyone else. All right, that's not the way to go. Everybody's out here trying to find someone seriously and honestly that's going to compliment them and what they bring to the table. And don't be always looking for or saying to yourself, "Hey, I'm the table, I'm the this, I'm the that." Just look for your equal and find the equal in someone else. Find the value that you're looking for in that person and yourself as well, and just be better. You know what I mean? Because it's hard. And there was someone that said something after 35, if you ain't on your stuff and then gym looking fine, listen, you already behind the 8 ball anyway. So just do your best. How you meet somebody is how you may lose them as well. So just find that one thing that you guys found that's working for you, that's going for you, just keep it up. You know what I mean? Consistency is hard, but it can be done at the end of the day. So that's what I stand on. So what's up with these birthday shout outs?
Let's get some birthday shout outs, man. A birthday toast. Hope y'all got your glasses with you. There's 3 birthday shout outs I want to give, man. One birthday shout out to I guess he's my new nephew-in-law, Miguel, man. My oldest niece's fiance, good brother, man. Man, I'm going to his house later on today. We're gonna get on the barbecue, man. Have some chicken, some steaks, and enjoy a good time. So happy birthday to you, brother. Happy birthday to the sister-in-law, my big sis. She's the only person I know with like 8 names. Like she has like 3 first names and 5 last names. So we're gonna say them all together. So happy birthday to Marcel, Janet, Leonella, Gradarux, Gomez, Canelo, Pavlov, Rosenberg, Jackson. She collects names. She collects names like a bone collector. I'm making a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. Hey, happy birthday, Janet, and happy birthday. Since we won't be on the podcast next Sunday, so my niece is her 15th birthday on next Sunday, man. Gabriella, I call her Yo Gotti, aka the Godmother. Happy birthday to her too as well. And we'll get up with you next Sunday. But thank you for letting me do his birthday shout outs.
And listen, I also want to just say, listen, just for the month of February, like I said earlier, I actually, like I said, I couldn't be more proud of the fact that Tia Harrington found a reason not to leave me for the last 24 years, right? And so nice. I want to definitely give a shout out to the wife for hanging in there with the boy, right? 20 years married, 24 years together. Listen, there ain't many people that could say that. And I can tell you it wasn't because it's been perfect, but I can tell you it's been because it's just constant progress, right? I think we all trying to do better. We all trying to get better. And listen, I'm trying to think if I did not shoot a birthday shout out there for you, or if I did not shoot some sort of milestone to you, please know it's not because it wasn't important. I need you to know it's just because the ADHD wins every now and then.
Yeah, man. We love it.
Hey, what he's basically saying is don't charge it to his heart, charge it to his brain. That's it.
Yeah,
that's all he's saying.
Don't charge it to my brain, charge it to the game.
Great pod today, guys.
All right, so we're gonna roll out.
Man, subscribe, tell your friends about us. Great pod today. We loved it.
Yeah, that's all we telling y'all to do. So we're gonna roll out real quick, and then make sure. Listen, we ain't gonna be here next Sunday, but the following Sunday, right, fellas?
Following Sunday, yes. This is every other Sunday podcast. So hey, we're gonna have some great topics next time. We hope you enjoyed the topics we had this time. We're gonna keep it going.
And listen, I also want to tell people if you want to advertise your business, if you want to suggest topics, if you want to be on the show, right? I stand on that podcast at gmail.com. Shoot us a message, hit the Facebook page, hit the IG page, hit the X/Twitter page, hit us up, engage us, communicate with us. I can tell you right now, we ain't the biggest podcast in the world just yet, right? So tap in with us now while you can, because in a minute we might not be touchable, dog.
Hey, listen. Also, if you guys want to join the Discord community, we have a Discord. You guys want to join? Go to the actual TikTok or the IG page or the X page, Twitter, the X page to basically follow us on our Discord where we can talk. You guys want to put in some topics you guys want to discuss, or schedule an interview, whatever the case may be, man. We're here all for it, and we want to see y'all faces as well, man. So, yeah, man. But that's all we have.
Go do something on Sunday, man.
Enjoy your Sunday. We're gonna let y'all have the rest of the day, man.
Get off the couch. Go do something, man.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Shout out to Sade.
Sade.